Hey there, ghost enthusiasts and thrill seekers, it's your paranormal investigator Zach Bagans here. We're about to embark on a spine-chilling journey to the most haunted corners of the globe. From ancient castles to abandoned hospitals, these places whisper tales of tragedy, mystery, and the restless spirits that linger. Get ready for goosebumps as we count down the top 10 most haunted places in the world. Are you ready to face your fears? I'm talking about the kind of fear that sends a shiver down your spine and makes you question everything you thought you knew. We're diving headfirst into the unknown, where shadows move on their own and whispers echo through the ages. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Our ghostly adventure begins in London, England, at the infamous Tower of London. This historic fortress has witnessed centuries of imprisonment, torture, and execution. It's no wonder that restless souls are said to roam its ancient grounds. One of the most famous ghosts is Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. Anne was accused of treason and beheaded in 1536. Her ghostly figure has been spotted near the Tower Green, where she met her tragic end. Visitors and guards have reported seeing a white, shimmering figure gliding through the corridors. Some even claim to have felt a sudden chill or a sense of dread in her presence. Is it Anne, seeking solace or perhaps revenge? Our next stop takes us to Essex, England, to the ruins of Borley Rectory. This unassuming country house was once dubbed the most haunted house in England. It was demolished in 1944, but its legend lives on. The paranormal activity began in the late 19th century with reports of phantom footsteps, disembodied voices, and objects moving on their own. The most famous resident was a nun who was said to have been bricked up alive within the walls. Her spirit, along with a phantom coach and horses, was said to haunt the grounds. Despite numerous investigations and attempts to debunk the stories, Borley Rectory remains a chilling reminder that some places hold on to their secrets long after they're gone. We cross the Atlantic to St. Francisville, Louisiana, home to the Myrtles Plantation. This elegant antebellum mansion is steeped in history and shrouded in tales of tragedy and the supernatural. One of the most enduring legends is that of Chloe, a slave who was said to have poisoned a birthday cake. Chloe's motive remains a mystery, but her punishment was swift and brutal. She was hanged from a tree on the plantation grounds. Today, visitors claim to see Chloe's image in mirrors and windows. Some have even reported feeling her presence, a cold spot in the air, or the feeling of being watched. Section 5 and number 7, Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Echoes of Suffering. Our journey takes us to Louisville, Kentucky, to the imposing Waverly Hills Sanatorium. This former tuberculosis hospital was once a beacon of hope for the afflicted, but it's now considered one of the most haunted places in America. The building's history is intertwined with death and despair, as thousands succumbed to the disease within its walls. Patients reported seeing shadowy figures and hearing disembodied voices. The most haunted area is said to be room 502, where a nurse allegedly hanged herself. Visitors have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair, as if the walls themselves are imbued with the suffering of those who perished within them. Section 6, number 6, Eastern State Penitentiary, Solitary Confinement for the Soul. Our next stop takes us to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to the imposing Eastern State Penitentiary. This former prison was once at the forefront of penal reform, but its innovative system of solitary confinement had a dark side. Inmates were kept in isolation with little to no human contact, and many were driven to madness. Today, the prison stands as a chilling reminder of the human cost of isolation. Visitors and staff have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps echoing through the empty cell blocks, and shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their vision. Some have even claimed to see the ghostly apparitions of former inmates still trapped within the prison walls. Section 7, number 5, Alcatraz, Evil Island's Unseen Inmates. Our journey takes us to the infamous island of Alcatraz in San Francisco Bay. This former maximum security prison housed some of America's most notorious criminals, including Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. Surrounded by the icy waters of the bay, Alcatraz was considered inescapable. But even after its closure in 1963, the island remained a place of mystery and fear. Visitors and park rangers have reported hearing strange noises, including disembodied voices, slamming cell doors, and even phantom music. Some have even claimed to see the ghostly apparitions of former inmates still trapped within the prison walls. Section 8, number 4, RMS Queen Mary, Ghost Ship on the California coast. We set sail for Long Beach, California to board the legendary RMS Queen Mary. This retired ocean liner, once a symbol of luxury and glamour, is now said to be one of the most haunted ships in the world. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of paranormal activity on board, from unexplained noises to full-bodied apparitions. One of the most famous ghosts is the Lady in White, a young woman who is said to have died tragically on board. Visitors have reported seeing her ghostly figure wandering the decks, often near the ship's first-class pool. Other reports include the ghost of a sailor who died in the ship's engine room and the spirit of a young boy who drowned in the pool. Section 9, Number 3, Stanley Hotel, inspiration for a horror masterpiece. Our next stop takes us to Estes Park, Colorado, to the Grand Stanley Hotel. This historic hotel, nestled in the Rocky Mountains, is best known as the inspiration for Stephen King's iconic horror novel The Shining. King and his wife stayed in room 217 during the off-season, and the hotel's eerie atmosphere and unsettling emptiness sparked his imagination. Today, the Stanley Hotel embraces its haunted reputation. Guests have reported a wide range of paranormal activity, from disembodied voices and footsteps in the hallways to the sound of children laughing in the dead of night. Room 217, where King stayed, is said to be particularly active, with guests reporting flickering lights, moving objects, and even the feeling of being tucked in at night. Section 10, Number 2, Edinburgh Castle, Scotland's Fortress of Spirits. Our journey takes us to Edinburgh, Scotland, to the imposing Edinburgh Castle. Perched atop an extinct volcano, this historic fortress has witnessed centuries of conflict and bloodshed. It's no wonder that it's considered one of the most haunted places in Scotland. Visitors and staff have reported a wide range of paranormal activity, including disembodied footsteps, unexplained temperature drops, and the feeling of being watched. One of the most famous ghosts is the Lone Piper, a phantom bagpiper who is said to haunt the castle's underground tunnels. Legend has it that the piper was sent to explore the tunnels, but never returned. Section 11, Number 1, Paris Catacombs, an empire of the dead. Our final destination takes us deep beneath the streets of Paris, France, to the eerie Paris Catacombs. This vast network of underground tunnels holds the skeletal remains of over 6 million Parisians, moved from overcrowded cemeteries in the 18th century. The sheer scale of the catacombs, combined with the constant reminder of mortality, creates an unsettling and unforgettable experience. While there are no documented ghost sightings in the catacombs, the atmosphere itself is enough to send shivers down your spine. Visitors have reported feeling a sense of unease, a heaviness in the air, and the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. The catacombs are a stark reminder of our own mortality and the thin veil that separates the living from the dead.